So today we are going to do present continuous. So till now, whatever we were doing, they were basically in simple present tense. But now what we will learn is making sentences in present continuous. Okay. So let us start that topic. So in order to use or make sentences in present continuous in Spanish, we have to again get back to the basic thing, which is the verb estar. Okay. If you all still remember, this was the keyword I gave you all. I mean, the keyword was what? It was basically to remember the situation where you can use the verb estar. Okay. So all the situations were discussed except this one. So P was position, location. Okay. A was basically action. Okay. C was condition and E was emotion. Okay. So the other four we have done it very like extensively, and all of you must be knowing that. But this part, which is the action part, that is actually referring to the present continuous. Okay. So how will you use a star in present continuous? So if you go by the structure of the sentence, then like for example, let's say I am studying. So I have taken a very simple sentence so that it is easy for all of you to understand this. So for this part, okay, whenever this is, am, and are is going to come, we will be using the star verb for that. Okay, we have ser also, but that ser will not be used. Okay, so whenever this is, am, and are is coming, sorry, mic is on. Whenever this is, am, and are is coming in the present continuous, we have to use the star form. Okay, so the star form of here will be changed according to the subject, isn't it? So if you see this part, it is already very easy part. So subject is yo, so according to yo, the verb star will be conjugated. So it is estoy. So yo estoy is done, I am. But the next part is studying. So if you go to the next part, studying part, so this is basically what do we call in Spanish or in English? We call it, in English we call it gerund, okay, or in Spanish we call it gerundio, okay, almost same spelling, just the last change. Pronunciation is different. So this is gerund, or we call it gerundio in Spanish also. So what is basically a gerund in Spanish or in English also? Like when this ing form is used, okay, with normal verb, then we consider it gerund form. Okay. So how do we make it? How do we make that particular gerund form? You cannot simply use the normal verb in that like what do you say in original form. So you cannot write yo estoy estudia. Okay, so this is wrong. So in order to make this gerund form, What you have to do is, let us take this verb STDR. So for Zn, what we will do, this again end part, okay, which is the AR part, it will be removed. Okay, and after removing this AR part, we will add this ando. Okay, so it will become estudiando. Okay, I'm writing it again. Estudiando. Okay, so this sentence will be, I'm writing it here, the complete sentence. Yo estoy is already written over there with the explanation. It will be estudiando. Okay. Yo estoy estudiando. So this estudiando is a gerund form, and the thing is that this is the only gerund form which exists. Okay, and it will be used with any subject. Okay, means if you change the subject, this gerund form will be constant. Okay, only your subjects are going to change, and obviously this star form will also be changing. So I am studying. If I am making it to, he is studying. Okay, so he is studying. So he is L. The form star. Okay, it will change according to the subject he. It will be esta, and estudiando is what we will use again for estudiando. Similarly, if you make it we are studying, I hope all of you are getting it. So we are studying is, again you started with nosotros. The form of a star will be estamos, and then will be estudiando. Okay, so you can see subjects are changing, but the gerund form of the verb estudiar is constant. Okay, that is not changing. I mean, you do not need to make it a plural or singular. The singular is not existing there, nothing like singular or plural. Even there is nothing like masculine or feminine with this form. Okay, so you use it as it is. You don't need to do anything. So whatever has happened here with this verb estudiar to make it a gerund, that will be applied to the other AR ending verb also. Okay. So it was estudiar, it became estudiando. So cantar will become cantando. So AR was removed, ANDO was added. Then you have a bailar. So bailar will become bailando. You can see what are we adding here. Similarly, you think of any other AR ending verb, let's say trabajar, which is basically to work. Okay, so trabajando. Okay, so this is the gerund form. So you take any verb, regular verb, AR ending, and this is how you make them a gerund form. Now, the next part of this is uh, related to the ER or IR ending verb. Okay, so the basic concept is going to be same. I mean that structure of a gerund, of a present continuous. What I'm referring here is how will you change this ER or IR ending verb into gerund form? That is what I have to explain. So that is also quite easy. So let us take a very simple verb, comer. Okay. So comer is an ER ending verb, which is like sorry. So comer is an ER ending verb, and you have to change it into a gerund form. So same thing will happen. We remove the end part, and then what do? You add IENDO. Okay, and then the final one, whatever is coming out, is the gerund form of the verb comer, so comiendo, which is basically eating. And the same thing, I don't have to explain you again. This form is going to be constant. I mean, the subject can change, but the gerund form will be same comiendo. You don't need to make it plural. You don't need to make it feminine. Anything like that is not at all required. So, for example, we are eating, okay, in a restaurant. So, we are will be nosotros estamos, okay, comiendo en el restaurant. Okay, so you can see we are again using comiendo. So like that, you can think of some other ER ending regular verbs, okay, which can be changed into a gerund form. Just an example I am adding here, beber. Okay, so beber will also become beber. Okay. Now, what will you do with an IR ending verb? So with the IR ending verb, it is like the rule is same. Whatever you have done with the ER ending verb, you do the same thing with the IR ending verb also. So let us take an example here for a IR ending verb. So here it is escribir. So escribir is an IR ending verb, and for using it in present continuous, you remove the IR part, okay, and you add the same what you have added in the other last sentence. So IENG, and then it will become escribiendo. Okay, escribir is to write. So it is like writing. So whenever you get IR ending verb, okay, or ER ending verb, you follow the same rule. Okay, and like that you can just frame or think of some sentences also. Is it clear, all of you? Can anybody confirm? Or all of you are sleeping?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So let us so here. I hope the basic idea is clear now. Let us do an exercise, okay, which is exactly on the pattern of this explanation which I have given to you all. Let us see. Just give me a minute. Trying to find the exercise here. Character. I think it is in folder. So, find it in another folder. Then progressive tense and partial. I um, it is not there. Let me give you some sentences myself. So, just a second. So how will I give you the exercise? So something like this could be given to all of you, where you have to basically um, change a simple present tense sentence into present continuous. So like for example, yo estudio español. Okay. So you have to change it into present continuous. So how will you do that? You have to find out what is the original form of the verb estudio. Okay. And then you have to add the estar. Like for example, this one, it will be yo. I'm adding estoy myself because for the continuous form, you have to add a star conjugation. And estudio original form is estudiar, which will become estudiando. Okay. And then español. Okay. So like this, questions could be given to you all. So let me give you just 3 more exercises, then you will see something different. Okay. You have to use that. Okay. So 3 sentences I have given you. You have to change them into present continuous. So 3 questions. I hope 3 minutes will be enough. Do it fast. In the meantime, I will try to find out that thing. So is it done? Let us start. Hmm. So the first one here, if you see, the first one is already done. The second one, Mis amigos bailan en la fiesta. So you are supposed to make them into present continuous. So let me ask someone. Yeah. Priya Reddy, can you tell me the answer for the sum number 2?
Yes, sir. So, mis amigos, will it be están? Before the mis amigos están. Since bailan would be bailar, AR, it'll become bailando
Very good.
and la fiesta.
Exactly. So this is what you all have to do. So she has added this star verb herself, which has to be done to make it a present continuous, and that star will be in second for the third person plural because mis amigos is basically subject of third person plural, and bailando is coming from the verb bailar, which is here, then en la fiesta. Okay, so this is how you have to. Let us see number 3. Nosotros comimos en KFC. So let me ask Piyush. Can you tell me, Piyush Kumar Kar?
Yes, sir. Nosotros estamos comiendo en KFC.
Nosotros estamos
Estamos comiendo
en
en
KFC.
KFC.
This is also correct. So a star form is added here. That is estamos according to the subject. And comer is the ia here. Basically, the original verb is comer. So that has become comiendo en KFC. Number next is number 4. Neha, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. Ustedes están escribiendo una carta.
Ustedes
Es-
están
escri-
escribiendo
una
una carta. Exactly. So carta is a letter and escribir is to write. We have done this all. So here we have added again a star form with that too in third person plural because the subject is ustedes, which is a third person plural. Escribir is the original verb which has become escribiendo. Okay. And then una carta. This is how we are doing it. I hope all of you understand. I will have actually I'm not able to find another exercise, but I will upload it so that you can all do the practice. Okay. Now, let us do a very another small topic, okay, which is again very important. So this is a small topic which I think in the last class somebody asked me also. This batch or the other batch? Basically, that was the use of MUY and MUCHO. Okay. So how do we use MUY and how do we use MUCHO? So the thing is, with MUCHO, what happens, it is having two types of characteristics. One second, one second. So what happens here with MUY and MUCHO? MUCHO has got two different type of characteristics. First is MUCHO is used as an adverb, okay, and MUCHO is also used as an adjective. In terms of meaning, there is a difference. Okay, if you translate MUCHO as an adverb into English and MUCHO as an adjective, then it is different. So if it is an adverb, it will refer to the meaning a lot. And if it is used as an adjective, then it will refer to a lot of. Okay, a lot of. So that is one of the basic difference which you can keep in mind, okay, if there is any confusion. Now you need to be very clear also that what are adjectives and what are adverbs, okay, because you cannot just simply remember this feature and then apply it. So when we talk of adverb, then adverb talks about the verb's qualities. Okay, that is the basic thing here. Even the name itself, adverb, means something which is adding or advertise or something which is talking about the verb. So adverb will be related to the verbs. Adjectives will talk about nouns always. So when you are using mucho as an adverb or mucho as an adjective, then you have to see whether it is referring to the same respective like things or not. I mean, if it is used as an adverb, it should refer to the verb. And if you are using as an adjective, it should refer to the noun. Okay. Now let us see the example here. So mucho as adverb, then it will talk about the verb. And there is only one form of mucho when used as adverb. So this is another basic criteria that when you are using mucho as an adverb, okay, then it will have only one form. Okay, there is nothing like masculine or feminine or singular or plural. Okay, it does not exist with the adverb. So there is only one form, and that is just mucho. Okay. So let us see the example here. So the example here is given very simple. He eats a lot. Okay. So if you see the one which has been told a lot, so this a lot is basically referring to the eating activity. Okay. So here it is referring to mucho as an adverb. Okay. So how will you do it? It's simple. Subject, verb, and then you mention the adverb after that. So that has been done here. So he eats will be el come, and then you put mucho. Second example also it is happening the same thing. You work a lot. So again this a lot is referring to the activity or to the verb which is work. So here also we will use mucho for this part and it will be tu trabajas. As I told just now also about gender and number thing. So adverbs do not have genders and numbers. So this is something you have to always keep in mind. So mucho is the only form which we use. Okay, there is no other form of mucho when we are using it as adverb. Okay. Now, when we are using mucho as an adjective, the meaning I have already told you, it refers to a lot of. Okay, a lot of. So when we talk of adjectives, then two features automatically comes to it in Spanish. One is the number thing and another is the gender thing. So when both of these things are coming, that means the word mucho as an adjective will also have this type of feature. I mean, it will be having numbers, it will be having genders. Okay, means it will change according to number and gender. So what are the forms of mucho then? In that case, if we are using it as an adjective, mucho, mucha, muchos, and only these four forms will come into. Now, how will you use this? So this is quite understood. How do we use adjective? We use adjective according to the nouns. So whatever is the number or gender of the noun, you have to choose that particular form of mucho. Okay. So a lot of books. It is not a sentence, it is just a small expression. A lot of books. So here books is the noun. Okay. And that will be libros. Okay. So libros is what? A masculine plus plural noun, isn't it? So you have to choose that masculine plus plural form of the word for mucho, and that is basically okay. Yeah. Hmm. So similarly here also he reads a lot of books. So here also, if you see, a lot of is used, which is referring to the book again. This a lot of is not referring to reads. So you cannot simply say he reads a lot of. Huh. You can say he reads a lot, but then it is different. Okay, now here this is just a lot, which is referring to the reading activity. So this mucho is basically an adverb. Okay, but here it is a lot of, which is basically muchos, and this is adjective. Huh? So that is something you have to keep in mind. Okay, so this was about mucho. Now, the second part of this discussion is the difference between mucho as an adjective and muy as an adjective. Okay, so muy is also an adjective and mucho is also an adjective. So in terms of meaning, there is a difference. First thing should be clear that mucho gives you a different meaning and muy gives you a different meaning. It's not very huge difference, very small difference. So mucho is basically a lot of when you are using it as an adjective, and it is also referring to very. Okay, and that too refers to noun which are countable. Hmm. So here, if you see a lot of books I have used here. So the noun is here books, which is a basically a countable noun. So we are using here muchos libros. But here it is muy, and muy again refer to very. It does not refer to a lot of. So it refers to very, but there it will be referring to adjectives which are uncountable. Okay, it will refer to the adjectives which are uncountable. So, like for example, she is very beautiful. Okay, so here very is represented by muy. Okay, and beauty, and why not mucho? Because here it is referring to adjective which is uncountable. Okay, so beautiful is something which cannot be measured. Okay, so that's why it will be ella es muy bonita. Okay, so like that you can just think of other adjectives also, like she is very rich. Huh? So there also you will use muy, or he is very, let's say, intelligent. So there also we are using muy. So all these adjectives are uncountable, so you have to use the word muy for that. Hmm. So here is another exercise, okay, for all of you on the top. I hope all of you can see this. So you have to fill in the blanks with the correct form of muy, mucho, mucha, muchos, or muchas. Basically, I have to give you this class Okay, only one of the answer will be fitting here in the fill in the blanks. So you just apply the concept which I have just explained to you and then fill in the blanks. Okay, so do it.
Excuse me, sir. Sir?
Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir. So, what is the meaning of lloviendo?
Okay, lloviendo is raining. Está
Okay.
lloviendo is like it is raining.
Okay, sir.
So let us start. Fine. So one by one, we will do this. So let me start from. Okay. Is there? Aisha Sartaj, can you tell me the answer for the first one?
Yes, sir. So it should be muy, sir. Estoy muy cansada.
Okay.
Necesito wax, waxes use.
Vacaciones.
As
Vacation,
no.
vacaciones.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling
Yes.
this meaning is vacation, which is in Spanish, vacaciones.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, it will be muy cansada. So how did it happen? Cansada is an adjective, okay, and
Yes,
it is not countable. Huh? So it is, there should not be any
muy.
confusion. We have to use muy. Okay, number B, uh, uh,
Should I answer it, sir? The same,
no, let
another
me ask
question
you
also.
first. Aman Gupta, can you try? Number two, number B, one.
Sir. Yes, sir. Nuestra hija es muy estudiosa.
Exactly. So muy estudiosa, same thing is here. Estudiosa is studious. So this is also an adjective, and there is no any fixed parameter of how much is who is considered as studious and who is not. So it will be muy, which we will use. Number C, we have not done this type of expression, but still, if you can just tell me anyone for number C, I will look into that. Anybody can tell me. En verano hace blank calor. Number C, and
Sir, can it be MUCHO?
uh, again,
Because it's countable, right?
yes,
Hotness
yes,
can be countable.
you are telling mucho. It is not mucho, it is mucho.
Mucho, sorry, sir.
Okay. So yeah, it will be mucho. How did you choose it?
Sir, because hotness can be counted in temperature, right?
Exactly.
So it
Yes.
should not be more.
Yeah. So the expression, this expression means, or the whole expression in verano hace mucho calor means like in winter, sorry, in summer it is very hot. Okay. So we are using mucho here for this because hot is something which you can measure, okay, in terms of degree or Fahrenheit. Okay. So that is why we should use mucho here, not muy calor. Very good. Number 8, Isabel Estudia. So that also I would like to know. Devika, can you try? Sorry, she's not there. Ritik Bansal, can you try? Next one, number 4, Isabel.
Um, Sir, I didn't understood this concept well, sir.
Okay. Uh, okay, Vanshika, can you try? Number D.
Yes, sir. So, Isabel estudia muy bien.
Muy bien. So same logic is here also. Bien is good. Okay. And it is an adjective which is not measurable as such in any unit. So I should use here muy, not mucho bien. Number E is tricky. Vani, can you try this one? Number E.
Sir, muy
Okay. Now, did you get this sentence? Carlota trabaja. What is trabaja here?
work.
No, work as an adjective you are considering, or work as in like noun? Sorry, or a verb. What I'm
Sir,
saying. Trabaja, it's the noun. What are you considering trabaja here?
So working is verb, right? I, I mean, it should be verb, right?
Yeah, it should be verb. So if it is a verb, then there should not be any confusion. No, we should use only adverb.
Yes,
And
sir.
which is the adverb here?
Mucho.
Only mucho. Okay, so Carlota trabaja mucho is what will be your answer. So this is basically trabaja is coming from the verb trabajar. Okay, so this is basically Carlota works a lot. That is what it is referring to. Number F, estos problemas son. Now let me ask the previous people. Ritu Shri, can you try?
Sir, muchas.
Just, are you talking about number F?
Yes, sir. Muchas. Estos problemas son muchas difíciles de resolver.
Now, difíciles is what? Did you get the meaning? It is difficult.
Difficult.
So, difficult is what? An adjective. So, if it is an adjective, then
Okay,
you
sir.
have
Then muy.
exactly. Okay. So, difficulty cannot be measured again. Huh? So, the meaning of this is these problems are very difficult to solve. Okay. Now, de resolver is the expression. In English, it refers to resolve. Number G, la casa de mi vecina es, okay. Again, adjective is coming. Bonita is beautiful. So I will simply use muy bonita. Okay, an adjective which is not countable as such. Number H, mi perro come. Now let me ask this one. Priya Reddy, can you try this one again?
Yes, sir. Mi perro come muchos mucho carne. It should be
Okay.
eats a lot, right? Eats a lot. So it will be mucho. Mucho.
Mucho means you are
Yes.
getting the correct one, but there is a small problem here. Carne is actually an exception and it is a feminine noun.
Okay, sir.
So it should be mucha carne.
Cha. Okay, sir.
That is the only change. Number I, está lloviendo. It is raining and then a lot in my country. So, Neha, can you try? Sorry, I think I asked just now. Neha, did I ask? No.
No, sir.
Neha,
Yes, sir. Está lloviendo mucho en mi país.
exactly. So, same thing. It is raining a lot in my country. So, this mucho is basically referring to the raining part.
Adverb.
Yeah, as an adverb. That activity which is happening. And last one, este chico tiene. Piyush, no, he has already given. Should I ask? Veena, can you try? Last one, number J. Veena, are you
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Este chico tiene muchos libros en su casa.
very good. So all of you are getting it. I have got almost all correct answers from you people. So yeah, so this is how we are using muy and mucho. I hope now things are clear. Okay, so let's keep it till here for the class attendance. I'm sharing the form with you all, and you have to fill it up.
So this is coming in cat too.
This portion is going to be covered in the cat 2 also. Whatever we have done till today, okay, all this syllabus will be covered in your cat 2 exam. The pattern, I have not yet set the question, so I cannot tell you right now. But obviously, the questions which we have done in the class, based on that, I'm going to ask you something. So regular verbs, time, okay, date, demonstrative adjective, this present continuous and use of muy and mucho. So based on that, I will ask you questions. The other question was related to your quiz. Okay, so I'm just doing the evaluation individually, okay, for those issues. So like one issue was there related to that some question arranging that date. Okay, so that obviously I will do the correction. So all of you, if you are giving me in a different, it was sequenced in a way and everybody did not follow the same thing. That is not a problem. I will do the correction and will update it accordingly. So that update will not be there in your maybe what do you say this in the MS form. It will directly come to your VTop whenever I am going to change the marks. And some of you have asked me about that ascending and descending order. Okay, so that also I'm considering, but I'm not giving full marks for that. I will just give you partial marking. And apart from that, was there any other issue in the quiz? No, I don't think there was any other issue. Okay, so let's keep it till here. And any other question if you have asked me?
Excuse me, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, tell me.
Sir, I had one doubt in the quiz. Actually, there was in the question where we have to identify the grammatically correct sentences. There are 2 points question. So there was the options that is given Ella li el libro cada dias. So I have marked this one. I think it should be grammatically correct. But can you tell what is wrong in
The
this?
problem is in the dias. Okay, kada is singular, so dias should be singular also. Dias is not used with kada. Okay, if it was todos los dias, then it is fine. But it is cada dias, that is the incorrect part.
Okay. Okay, sir, if we have got one correct option in this two-pointer question, will we get partial marks, sir?
To like as I have explained during the exam also before the exam, if you are selecting only one correct answer, okay,
Yes,
then I will give you marks. But if you are selecting two answers randomly and you are just giving me one answer correct, then I will not give you any marks. Okay, because that way anybody can choose any select answer and then leave it. So partial marking is only for those who have given me only one answer. Okay, if they have given two correct answers, then obviously the system will give you full marks, 2 marks.
Okay, sir.
So could you repeat the CAT 2 syllabus again, sir? Like what type of questions? Like the questions and quiz are there like that only the questions will be there or something different?
Yeah, something like that will be, as I told, I have not said the question, so I have to think and prepare the question. But topics which we have already done, you have to go through them. Okay, and again, it is an open notebook, so two things be there from your before your CAT also. I mean, it will not be a direct question, but it is a language. So obviously, you cannot ignore few things which has been done before CAT. But obviously, concept-wise, I will keep it between CAT 1 and CAT 2, whatever has been done.
Okay,
So
sir.
excuse me, I had a doubt in the quiz actually.
Hmm.
So for the fill in the blank question, I had actually written the complete sentence with the correct answer. It was
That also I have
après.
considered. Don't worry, I have considered and I have given marks for that also.
Yes, sir. I just saw it. There was no mark for that, so I just.
That is, as I told, it will not be updated there in the MS form. I am updating it in my Excel sheet. Okay. So once final mark is updated in your VTop, you can just match it there.
Yes, sir.